Hello and new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at the number 2 team currently in the world from Give Me Your Arms. To be fair, they didn't use this team to get to number 2 in the world, but they used this for 90% of their climb, they said, which is very nice as well. Here we're going to see also that they had some other teams that they posted on Twitter. I'm going to link their tweet down below as well, so definitely check that one out and give them a follow. But yeah, basically, we're going to take a look here at the team that they used to climb up 90% of the way. And I have to say that this team was fabulous. This team was amazing. This team is something I can really recommend you. And you might think that's a lot of an investment here as well, with like, yeah, double moving a Miltank, double moving something like a JOLTIK. Not so much Cottony because Cottony is 10k. But you don't have to do that really. This team definitely can work as well. Mostly not perfectly, but definitely very well if you don't double move any of the Pokemon. You really don't need to. And we're going to talk about this in this video as well. So, we're going to have our lead here, where the main reason why we have it is for the fast move and body slam. Getting faster body slam is the main reason why we need this Pokemon. There have been like 2 or 3 times in all of the battles, maybe 2 times I think, where Ice Beam actually were useful. This was against Cottonies all the time, which then again, Body Slam still would have done a solid job. Ice Beam is just a little bit better, for sure, giving you better coverage, but it is not that we really needed it. And here, for JOLTIK, this is one of the only matchups here where Discharge actually came in clutch. Most of the other times, Cross Poison was the move that I wanted to go for, and the only move that I really wanted to go for. And so, you can definitely use this team without double moving a single Pokemon here. As Cottony only really needs Seed Bomb. I think I went 1 time for Grass Knot, but then again, Cottony is 10k, so like it's not really that expensive to do anyway. And so yeah, here we go, move on now to the next opponent already. There's currently an invasion basically of Ducklet, which is also one of the Pokemon that they used to climb up to rank 2 later on in a team of Ducklet, the Shadow variant, like both Shadow variant of Ducklet, but also Shadow variant of the Alone Sandshrew and the Diggersby. All one team that they had as well was the Skarmy, the Shadow Ducklet, as well as the Diggersby as well. So yeah, that's kind of the teams that they were using. There's also a team that they were using with Cottony, Diggersby, as well as Miltank. So they mixed it up quite a lot of times, they said as well, just because yeah, the meta itself is also quite, I don't know, quite open, I would say. It's like not that it's very, like strictly only those Pokemon are good and the rest is bad. Like there are a lot of very good Pokemon for this meta that all have a lot of play. And yeah, this team here for sure was very strong. And there was also a little bit of more thought behind this team, which is basically, we're going to have 2 Pokemon that are going to be weak to fire typing in the back. We're going to have a lead that has a rollout, doing super effective damage against it. But the cool thing about JOLTIK is you don't really do damage with the moves that are going to, like the types that are weak to fire, because they're going to usually do resist damage against fire typing, and fire types are quite common. We're going to have Sucker Punch. And the most common fire-type Pokemon are Skeledirge as well as the Alolan Marowak, giving you super effective coverage basically with your fast move, doing sometimes even more damage than they do to you, which is ridiculous. And so I enjoy this team quite a bit. Here we're going to see, for example, again, the Alolan Marowak. As said before, this Pokemon is there. Yes, Ice Beam is going to not be ideal here. If we would have had basically a Thunderbolt, for example, we had a little bit of a better time. But we're going to see already what I mean as well. We're going to go for a Body Slam, just trying to see if we're going to get shield from the opponent as well, which I sadly don't. But look at this. 2 fast moves, gone. And that's the cool thing about Sucker Punch. This is why Sucker Punch is so important for JOLTIK, and why Cross Poison here is again the most important one, is just because you're going to get there so fast. And I had, I think, 1 boost of Cross Poison, which never really mattered, so it does not really, it has the 12.5% chance to boost your own attack as well, which if I had it maybe more often, I would have maybe also had a little bit of even better runs with this team. But like this team was amazing. Like this team went, I think, a total of 9 and 3. 9 and 4, I think, but like 2 of the games definitely were winnable that I lost, and I definitely lost 1 to like just a boost chance, I think, as far as I remember. But you're gonna see them all, I think, here today anyway. So yeah, we're gonna see here as well that the opponent's Pikachu Libra doesn't really have any play at all against Cottony, which makes Cottony a very strong Pokemon in the meta. And of course the opponents know about this as well. And this would be, for example, one of those small occasions where giving 75,000 Stardust for a second move on Miltank helps I'm not gonna say that it doesn't help, it definitely helps here. And we're gonna be able to go for the full farm down and get all the ducklet, and we have discharge, and so they're forced to go for a shield. And so I don't really know what the opponent tries to do here, but I'm definitely going to take it. Cross poison coming through, not gonna get the boost here, of course. I don't think there was a single boost other than the one that literally didn't matter because it was towards the end of the game, and like basically, yeah, we were, oh, maybe it's actually this boost, I don't know. No, actually, we're gonna go down, I think, to the extra mud step from the opponent here, sadly. We're gonna swap out into our Cottony. We can take a hit. I know that a Shadow Punch is doing way less damage than a Brave Bird would do against us, surprisingly. And so it's our best bet here, basically, to go for the no shield. And now I'm gonna swap out of here. I can use a shield there because I'm forcing at the end of the day the opponent to go for damaging moves. I still get the rollout in. They are now out of energy because I went for 2 aerial aces against me. And so we can farm them down with the Cottony and win the battle. Compared to the other teams that we take a look at on this channel here as well, this team is a little bit slower, but it's still definitely a very fast meta here. As you can see, the opponent, by the way, is going to have a JOLTIK coming in again. This time around, we're going to use a shield because we know that this would hurt quite a bit with the shadow bonus on them, and we can still go for the farm down before they can do anything. And while we are going to have a matchup here of nice type against a grass type Pokemon, they also have their secondary typing, which is going to be weak to our grass typing. Seed Bomb gonna force the shield, and we're gonna get the opponent's Amura really low already, which is gonna be great. There's now, I can let the move go through, I can go back into my Miltank, I can get some extra energy here, and this is looking really great. Shield coming through, I don't actually think this was something I should have done. Definitely not, but in the back it's going to be Scale Dodge. I swapped out immediately, which was really important here, because this was allowing me now to get to that cross poison in time, getting that shield, but also getting the opponent to a range where I would have been able to farm them down if they didn't go for a charge move. Now I can farm them down with my Miltank, and now we have a bit of lag here, which is really annoying because I basically went for an overtap because of that lag, but we can still go for the charge move. It didn't really matter at the end of the day because I still can win the battle. Wasn't just as clean as I wanted to. There was definitely a Sandshrew game where I made a bit of a mistake. Let's see if that's going to be this one. Against Sandshrew, you kind of want to stay in. This is exactly the battle that I made a mistake. We have the Night Slash coming through. I should have let the first move go through. As you see, of course, the opponent gets immediately the boost. Always punished, like literally always punished. If we just would have let the move go through there, it would have never got the boost, of course. No, never mind. But yeah, as you can see here, the opponent is going to be able to now do way more damage, which spoiler alert, going to be a bit more impactful down the line because that 12.5% boost is definitely hurtful for our team. We have the Wisdom coming through, it's mostly not going to be enough to knock them out. And they are swap out of here into the mask. I make another mistake here. I should go for the cross poison. I thought I could go for an extra fast move. I didn't expect that the opponent would get that fast to a Nightshade, but well played there. Was like not well played for me there for sure. But yeah, we're gonna stop out now into the Cottony. We're gonna try our best to go for the full farm down, which works out at least. But I could have got the opponent low enough, definitely already, to maybe even farm down with the, I don't know, with the Miltank or something. Here I can at least still go for the grass now, which is going to be fine. But of course our Miltank is now way lower than it was supposed to be, as yeah, we had that damage coming through from the stab, not from the stab, from the double boosted Powder Snows. And sadly, we're gonna now go down. They're gonna get another attack boost here, and we're gonna sadly lose this battle just barely. I feel like this was definitely a winnable battle, but yeah, was not ideally played by me, and also a little bit of unluck against us. Maybe we can redeem ourselves. Unlike the pre-evolution of this Pokemon, here we don't have a Night Slash to worry about, and so there's no boosters coming up, so we can shield the first move without any kind of problems later down the line, because again, the opponent is never going to be able to get any boost with this Pokemon. And also I think they're going to be a little bit squishier, which is going to be kind of handy for us, because we're going to be able to guarantee win this matchup basically all the time now, thanks to us having the better pacing. We need 9 fast moves, or like 9 turns to get to the first charge move, while the opponent needs, for the Sandslash, 10 turns to get to the first charge move. So we're always going to be able to outspeed them. Here against the opponent's Ducklet, we're still gonna get to the Ice Beam. Again, Thunderbolt would have been better here, double super effective. And it would have knocked them out, but it doesn't really matter because he can go for the full farm down. Let's see what is coming back in here. It's going to be the Sandslash. I'm going to go for the Cross Poison here, doing some double resisted damage. Is it going to be enough to knock them out? It would be very cool, but I'm not too sure. It is enough, and in the back it's going to be Fletchling. I can go for a little bit of a cheeky play of catching a Swift, expecting the opponent to go straight for the Swift because I kind of had to. Like, they are kind of forced to go straight for it. Otherwise, we would have been able to go for the discharge immediately and knock them out. And so at this point the opponent is too low that I can just go for the cross poison, knock them out, win the battle, and we should be kind of fine here, as we can now move on to the next opponent. Miltank against Dunsparce. That's kind of similar. Like, this is the thing as well with this team. There are some, like, for especially the lead, you can just kind of use any kind of rollout user currently. Like, you can use the Dunsparce, you can use the Miltank, you can use the Licky. For Licky, of course, the Body Slam is a legacy move, so it's a little bit more difficult to get compared to something like the Miltank here, where you have Body Slam basically straight away without having to use an Elite TM. And so here we will see that this is going to be a very neutral matchup. The opponent went for a Rock Slide first, which is a bit interesting. Here they go for a Drill Run. If I let the first move go through, I would have been in such a great spot. But it is what it is. We're going to see here as well, the opponent goes for a no shield, and we're going to be able to align ourselves, but sadly there's going to be a Marowak in the back. And this Marowak is going to be a bit problematic, but I have still at least Sucker Punch as an option to punish them here, which is going to be great. But as you will see here, they're going to have the Golden in the back. We can swap out. This is going to be okay for us, but I'm not too sure we're going to still be able to win the battle, because you have to kind of get rid of the opponent's final shield. And we have not the greatest matchup here for sure, as we will see as well. The Marowak is coming back in. We have the Grass type move coming through here, the Seed Bomb. Let's see how this is going to go. It's going to get the shield from the opponent, and we're going to get to another Cross Poison here or something. Not yet. I went for an extra free fast move, which allows me to go for a Discharge. I was not too sure if we would have been able to really do that much if I didn't go for the extra fast move, because I think Cross Poison is single resisted, so I would have most likely not been able to knock them out. Next up, we're going to see here the opponent's Sandshrew again. This time around, I let the first move go through. Like, this is the thing as well. You cannot learn with those teams, of course. Not all teams are kind of created equally. And so, as you will see as well, we're going to be able to go ahead and go for the Body Slam against the opponent. It is going to allow us to get the shield. And we're going to try our best here now as well to use a shield against the opponent with the little Joltik. In comes the Golden. And yeah, we go for the Cross Poison a bit too late. That is definitely a big mistake. Like, if I went for the Cross Poison straight away, I would have been definitely in a bit of a better spot. But it is what it is, and we will see here as well that the opponent is going to go down. We have the Ducklet coming in here next. We have our own Cottonee to counter this one. Of course, it is great as well that they're going to run Water Gun, which is going to be resisted on our Cottonee, while they're going to now be able to get some extra energy here. I was trying to catch a move, of course, that didn't really work out as planned. But it's okay. As you will see here, Brave Bird is coming through, going to get the knockout against us. It was a guessing game, basically. Here they're going to have a shiny Cottonee, which is quite an interesting one for sure. As we'll see as well, the opponent is going to go down by one Ice Beam. This was not the case the last time around where I tried to play this Pokemon. And in comes the Bibarel, which is not the Pokemon that you really want to have here. Bibarel doesn't have the greatest stats for the current meta that we are trying to play in. And yeah, so I'm kind of happy about the situation. We will see here the opponent going for another Hyper Fang. It's not going to do even that much damage. And they're going to have a Ducklet in the back, and it's going to be great for us as well again. But we have to be a bit mindful. I'm going to try to go for the full farm down basically total. So I decided to use a shield here, which in hindsight I should have not done. Like, that was kind of silly to me. I should have just, went for the no shield, but I was a bit too worried about the bulk that I have on this, on this Joltik. And so, as you will see as well, I can use a shield. I hopefully should be able to go for the full farm down, but I'm not too sure. Maybe I have to, I should be able to, right? Please? We are not. But I think one charm is going to be enough, and we should be able to get to that one charm. So let's see on how this is going to go. We have 1 HP onto the opponent, and yes, we're going to be able to go for, okay, the opponent forfeit anyway, and we can move on to the next opponent. Okay, Ducklet on the lead is going to be great, but they're going to swap out straight away, which is not really ideal. But it is what it is, and let's take a look at what the opponent is going to do here next. It is going to be quite interesting, because what we'll see here is that the opponent is going to be able to go ahead and go for another charge move very soon, but we can go for the Body Slam Spam. Body Slam Spam is going to allow us to get the shield from the opponent. We swap out actually into the Joltik to take a hit from them and use a shield against maybe a Drill Run. They have Ice Punch only so far, but we can... Oh, we see a Pikachu coming in. Pikachu is actually kind of good for us, because the benefit of this matchup here for us is just that we are going to be able to take basically the hits here. Everything is going to be resisted, which is going to be great. And so we will see as well that the opponent is going to go down here with the Pikachu. It's still that weird bug happening right now. Not too sure why. but we're gonna see that we can go for the full farm down. They're gonna have the Ducklet in the back. Can we still win the battle here? We're gonna have the full charm down. Does it work? The opponent very likely has to go for a Brave Bird here to knock us out. An aerial is not going to be enough. They have still shields left, but we're gonna try to go for the full farm down here. We're not gonna try to play any games. It's going to be the Brave Bird. Can we go for the full farm down with the rollout damage that's coming through here? I'm not too sure. It is going to be close. Can we go for it? It's an aerial ace. We cannot, and sadly lose the final battle. I feel like this was also number 1, but that's going to be it for this video. This team was amazing. Definitely shoutouts to Give Me Your Arms. A very good team there. Also, they are always very high up on the leaderboards. I always see your teams. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.